Hi, I'm Jessica Rabbit. Hey guys, it's KJM and it's No Makeup Sunday. I had meant to start this live like an hour ago and then life happened and then I was trying to bake some cookies and they didn't really come out the way I wanted them to. And so now I'm like, let me do this video in case people want to log on. So first things first, I went a little redder. Shout out to Donette's Hair Salon in Paterson, New Jersey. Shout out to Donette and to my hairstylist, Miss Madge, because I went even more red. My homegirl Mo told me that with my new, hairstyle, that I remind her of the sexiest cartoon she's ever known, Miss Jessica Rabbit. And so I just got so excited about that. So I've got like two different reds. Like they have ombre in two different sessions, like ombre in my hair, and like Miss Madge really put her foot in this. Okay, can you see all this? So there were curls yesterday, but I didn't put in flexi rods last night. I've been having trouble sleeping, so I was up most of the night, and I was sweating. Okay? Sweating. And so I sweat all the curls out, but I will post some pictures later to show you guys what my hair, and I have the before and after of the first dye job, and then, and compared to now. So I think this is the red I am rocking through the winter. So you can see there's different layers to it, and then I'll be tuning in with the flexi rods and all that, but in case you guys are wondering what it looks like, straight-ish, this is what it looks like. So I am channeling Jessica Rabbit, okay? And so I even had to have the girls out today to give y'all a little flavor, but I am wearing a bra because I don't want to nip slip on Facebook Live. So this is going to be a short one because there's not like a specific topic that's on my mind that's like a burning question or something that I want to share with you guys. So I'm KJM once again. It is No Makeup Sunday. It is Sunday, December 15th, I think. And I'm just trying to get right. So we're getting towards the end of the year. We're getting towards the end of a decade. And, I have a bunch of different things on my mind. So today is going to be run a little bit like how Manic Mondays are run. Whenever I do a Manic Monday video, I'll just tell you what's on my mind, what's been going on in my life. So because it's the end of the year and a new decade is going to start soon, it's like we're all trying to get right. Hopefully get right with our higher power, though we fall down. I'm trying to get up. We're all trying to make amends, hopefully trying to start the new year and the new decade fresh. Some of y'all are popping still that new year, new me. I hope the next decade is better than the last one for me. That's all I'm going to say. I'm going to pray and meditate on that. I'm trying to be more responsible for my actions, more responsible for the energy that I send out, more responsible for the energy that I'm receiving from other people, and how much of that energy that I'm letting in. But one of the things that bugs my soul, and I was talking about this with my friend Tenacious T, shout out to her. Hey T! Earlier today, how we are in the you must be the bigger person group. So for those of you who don't know what the you must be the bigger person group, right? So in everybody's family or everybody's friend group, when something pops off or something transpires, and even if you're the injured party, someone is going to pull you over and say, Kingston, you are supposed to be the bigger person. So my first question to you guys are you in the bigger person group? Okay? Do you get that from your friends and family members that even if your cousin popped off at the Thanksgiving, dinner and cussed you out and told you weren't shit, you were still being told that you need to pick up the phone and you need to talk to her? Now, I'm not saying that the people around us that are telling us that we should be the bigger person, that they're not right about some of it, because it is true you want to treat others in the way that you want to be treated. So if I mess up, I do want forgiveness from the people I've hurt. I do want them to accept my apologies. I do want them to still welcome me in their hearts if they so choose to. But what I don't understand about the being the bigger person thing is, why are they not also talking to them other folks? So you got your main person like in your friend group and you like, okay, Kingston, this happened with blah, blah, blah. And you need to make it right, you know, even though she really hurt your feelings because you know better, so you should do better. And I do agree with the know better and do better, but I'm a human being. Why do I always have to fix this issue? I had a childhood friend since I was like 14. She's very selfish and I'm very short-tempered. See, a Gemini will tell you what's wrong with us also. I'm highly short-tempered. And I've been working on that for a whole decade now, and I still fall down with that. But sometimes my other personality or one of my other million personalities pops off and I'm like, hold up, you're not going to do me like this because I'm about to show you who I am. And I'm trying to work on that it's not everything that happens that you need to react to. And I'm working on that. I'm working on not reacting to all the negative energy, whether it's at work, whether it's in my family life, whether it's in my personal life. I'm working on not always thinking that someone is out to attack me and get me. But what's very frustrating is with all my years of maturity, I'm always having conversation with folks that even if I'm the injured party, even if I'm the one that has been hurt by someone, I'm always being asked to be the bigger person. That shit is frustrating. And when I was talking to T, she was trying to say, she's not trying to be the bigger person. No, she's tired of being the bigger person. And I kind of feel that way too. I have several people I have to reach out to before December 31st and make stuff right with them, even though I feel like I am the injured party. And so how are you guys dealing with that? How are you rising above some of the negativity? Now, let me make myself clear. I don't like to start drama. If you guys know me personally, I'm not really about that drama. Now, I know sometimes in my personal life, I pop off at the mouth, but I actually like to be a happy-go-lucky person. You know how you know I like to be a happy-go-lucky person? I got good skin, okay? I got pretty good skin, even with not having makeup on. My stuff glows. I drink my water. I meditate. And even before I learned about meditation and yoga, my goal every day is to be a better person than I was yesterday. But some folks are tripping. And they're asking, me to do things or to react. And one of the things I hate is if you cuss me out on Tuesday and tell me that I ain't shit on Tuesday, don't expect on Thursday when you feel like we should be made up. Whether it's in friendship, familyship, relationship, situationship, whatever the situation is, right? Don't expect that I should have already turned the other cheek and I'm not over it. We all get over our complications. We all get over our hurt feelings. We all get over our emotions, just like in a different time. And so being asked to be the bigger person is frustrating. And it's like, I don't need to be the bigger person in the next decade past. That somebody will say to the other person, you know what? Kingston got a lot going on, so maybe you need to cut her some slack. And this is what happens when you're the strong person in your friend group or in your family, when you're the person that a lot of people come to. They're never expecting for you to fall apart or for you to have a bad day. You're always going to have to be cheerleading for people, even if they're not showing up for you. That shit is exhausting. So with that being said, when people really matter to you, if they're family or good friends that you've had a long time and they really matter to you, being the bigger person is not a bad route because these are relationships that are important to you. But I will say for the other people that are never being asked to be the bigger person, sometimes it would be nice if y'all stepped in and became the bigger person and gave some of us be the bigger people like a vacation from always having to emotionally and mentally and sometimes even physically reach out to y'all, and bare our souls so that we could save this relationship. So it would be nice if we could all take turns saving the mess that we're in. And don't get me wrong, sometimes my biggest flaw is reacting to shit I shouldn't. And I'm working on that. Sometimes the biggest thing is I step right outside myself, even when I shouldn't, and I act a damn fool. And I am always a work in progress. So it's not like I'm saying in these situations I'm innocent and I'm an angel. Only my daddy gonna think I'm innocent. And trust me, most of the time, he know that if drama's going down, I didn't start it. But if it comes to me, then I'm going to make sure I finish it. And I'm going to be ignorant with it too. And I'll be honest, there's a part of my ignorant personality I have no problem with. They're actually my ignorant personality, my ignorant Gemini personality. I love her. Me and that bitch is close. We are close. We are soul sisters. Like, I love her. And I said bish, just to let y'all know. But we are close. And, because sometimes I feel like being ignorant or whatever, you're expressing yourself. And I feel like that's how I felt. And I always give more credit to people who will truly express how they feel versus the fake people that are hiding behind stuff and then pretending that they're happy with everything and they're really behind there spitting in your coffee or your tea. And, and they're still mad at you. So that's one thing that's on my mind. I'm working on trying to be the bigger person. I am exhausted from doing this. But once again, I'm going to take into account what relationships do mean something to me, what relationships I don't want to give up on. Is it really worth it? And also, I do think you learn a lot from being the bigger person, but you could also learn a lot from being the petty person. There's a lesson in good and bad things. So I'm working on that. I'm meditating on that. Some of y'all will be getting text messages or phone calls. Some of y'all may be taking off block. But here's the thing. So one of my girlfriends yesterday said to me, so maybe for the new year, I should unblock everybody that's on block. So I'm going to stop you right there. One of the biggest tragedies we make as we get older is we keep people in our camp who should have been booted out of our camp a long time ago. Now, I'm not saying you have to block them, but there's some people, there's some girlfriends, there's some guy friends, there's some family members, there's some exes that when they reach out, all they do is bring straight negativity to your plate. And then you're sitting there and you're entertaining it and you're breathing that stuff in. So, a long time ago, we were all told that if you take in too much negative stuff, that it really starts to affect your personality. So people will think about violent movies or explicit songs. And some people don't think about shit like the news. Even if it is true, it's negative. You've been watching the news or some of y'all stuck on the ID channel. You've been on the ID channel First 48 and for like 3 days now. That shit is negative. Even if it was a real murder and they trying to figure out who done it, it's negative. You know what I'm saying? So it's the same thing when you have certain people in your camp or had them in your camp and they continue to bring negativity. And I'll give an example. So like if there's a friendship that you had and you guys have grown apart, and maybe there's a good reason why you grew apart. Maybe there's not. But that other person is forever fake, pretending like they're close to you and they're not. So when real shit is happening in your life, you don't hear from them. But if you make a Facebook status about something and 1 million people are reacting, they gonna contact you and be like, well, why didn't you tell me? Why didn't you let me know what's going on? Because we're not close anymore. You know what I mean? Or because you're toxic and I had to put some boundaries between us. Don't let anybody tell you that because someone has been a longtime friend, because someone is a family member, because someone has been this in your life since dirt, that you shouldn't set boundaries with toxic people. Some of these folks are racking up a shitload of therapy bills for things that they could easily solve by setting some boundaries. And I'm not knocking therapy. When I get my money right, I'm gonna be right up in there. But I want to be right up in there with problems that are not easily solvable. If I have a toxic girlfriend who done slept with my husband, got impregnated by my brother, stole money from my great grandma, she out there with Aunt Pearl's, I don't need to go to therapy for that. She should have been cut off. You understand what I'm saying? So when I get to that therapy phase, I want to be sitting there and talking about stuff that's not easily fixable. And this is why I needed a professional to kind of lay it out for me. So don't be afraid to set boundaries. Don't let people tell you that you're wrong because you've been down with Shaquita since forever. It's going to be 2020. It's going to be a new decade. And if this decade was not good for you, you have to look around. Look in your camp, look in your circle, look who you're trusting, look who's showing up for you, look who's not showing up for you. And yes, take a tally. Some people will say you shouldn't watch what people think do for you or don't do for you or whatever. But I'm sorry, if they've been around for like 2 decades and they're not holding their weight, and you always feel like you're the giver in this situation and you can never rely on them. And like I said, I had a girlfriend that I met when I was 14, and it was like this up until like our mid-20s. I just felt like I could never rely on her for shit, but she would ring my phone at 3 a.m. if she got man problems, and I would pick it up and I would listen to her. This is another reason why I keep my shit on Do Not Disturb 24/7, because I noticed that there's some people that will ring my phone at all types of hours, and I have sleeping issues, and I will give up sleep and talk to them about what's going on. Even if I don't have the answer for what's going on in their life, I will literally be present and listening. And if it means picking them up from somewhere or whatever, then I'm going to be there. But then I notice when I'm in my little traumas, you know, people will be looking at me, and yes, I am dramatic, but people will be looking at me like, oh, you should be over that. You know what I mean? Like, it's not something, it shouldn't hurt your feelings. Like, you know, and I don't understand that. And so with her, if she broke a nail and I broke a leg, we got to spend all day on her nail, and we better not even talk about my leg. My leg's going to heal when it heals. People, do the work. Look in your circle, really try to figure out who is in your camp, evaluate it, should they still be in your camp? And then we talked about it before. I do a lot of self-analysis. So if you feel like you are not showing up for people that are important in your life, and there may be a good reason or whatever, or there may not have been a good reason, it may have been an oversight, maybe you were getting married when your girlfriend was getting divorced, so the best day of your life was the worst of hers. And when stuff like that happens, oftentimes we're missing the signals from the other people, and we're not realizing that our friend really needed us. So maybe these end of the year conversations could be like, girl, I wasn't really there for you like I should have been, but I'm here now. How can we make this right? And if that's an authentic conversation, hopefully that person with an open heart will welcome you. But if they don't choose to welcome you back in their circle, they don't have to. That's the next thing about forgiveness. Like, it doesn't mean that the door is open and that you can just walk in and things can go back the way how they used to. You know what I'm saying? So that's where I'm at. I'm trying to evaluate 2015. Oh, shoot, 2015. See, I looked at the clock and I was looking at the time. No, I know it's 2019. So I'm trying to evaluate where I'm at. I'm trying to be the bigger person as much as I can. But let me just tell you something. Now that I'm a redhead, and even a stronger ombre redhead, like, don't expect too much from me. Like, I'm going to try to reach out. I'm going to try to be genuine, because that's all Geminis can be. For those of y'all who call us two-faced, that's not it. We just can love you and hate you with the same passion, and they are true emotions, okay? So I'm going to try to be more authentic, like my dark roots. And be more real and be more vulnerable and try to open up the door and start some of these conversations. But I'm be honest, it's December 15th, 2019, and I already feel so drained about all the folks I'm going to have conversations with. And it's not that many, but if it's more than one, it's like one too many. You know what I'm saying? All I want to do is like start doing my West Indian massives. You know, it's almost that time. We do not go into the new year with no dirty clothes, with no baggage. So I've already started, like, I redid my bedroom today. I redid the bathroom. I'm not finished, but I'm kind of like getting rid of the other stuff, or at least shelving the other stuff, and, you know, putting a new comforter on the bed. I got new candles. I'm trying to get a whole new, I need some good bedroom karma. So I'm trying to get a whole new vibe up in my bedroom. And then of course that prompted me to change the bathroom too, which I was going to do that anyway. And so I've already started that. I need to start shredding some papers, because y'all know how I hold on to receipts. And so I'm trying to clean my aura mentally, emotionally, and physically. So I'm starting some of my usual New Year's traditions early, because for those of us that are working through the holiday, I'm not going to be up doing laundry on December 31st, you know, and trying to make sure that by 11:59 p.m. I've done everything that I need to, and I'm ready to step into the new year. So even though this last decade was not a good one for me, I think it's the worst decade I've ever had, I had some highlights. Definitely shout out to Harmony in Vegas. Like, one of the highlights is how Vegas became my second home in this last decade. And I don't know what I would do without my second home. You know what I mean? It's so special to me. So there were some really good booming moments in this last decade, but I feel like I survived this last decade. I want to be thriving in the new one. I want to feel like I've arrived. I want to feel like I'm being loved so good that even if I bumped into a man who was a billionaire and could pay off my student loans with one check, I would just look over and say, honey, the love I'm receiving is so good right now. It's so good to me. It's so forever that you can keep your billionaire check, because we over here, we about to make our own. I want to feel more secure. Doesn't matter what you look like on the outside. Everybody has insecurities. You know what I mean? And I want to feel wanted. I want to feel needed. I want to feel cared for. You know, I definitely feel cared for. I got my daddy. Shout out to Papa M. Like, you know, I'm a daddy's girl. So I definitely feel cared for in that area. But it would be nice to feel cared for, like, in my romantic life. As strong as I am, this last decade has told me that when you get knocked on your ass, it's nice to be able to, like, really lay on a man's shoulders and even if you're not going to tell him everything that you just went through, but just to have that vulnerable moment and to be cuddled up. So those are some of the things I want to do. And of course, I want my money to be forever right in the next decade. You know, so I could do some more vacations and all that other stuff. And I want to advance in yoga and meditation. There's just so much I want. But I want the next decade to be one where I don't feel like I'm just surviving, but where I have literally arrived, where I'm thriving, where I am being a positive force to people around me, where I'm being a positive force to myself, where I'm surprising myself with how much love I can give, where I'm surprising myself with how much love I can receive. That is the type of thing that I'm looking forward to. And I talk about love, it doesn't even just have to be romantic love. I really do feel like love is the answer to just a lot of things. And so that's what I'm hoping that this next decade is going to bring into my life. And luckily, thanks to these Facebook Lives, I'll be able to look back on this and be able to say it did happen. Lord, you did answer my questions. You may have not answered it the way how I wanted to, but you have used me in your image and likeness. And you have shown me what my purpose is in life. So that's what I'm hoping. That's what I want for myself, and that is what I want for all of you guys. Anyway, that is my No Makeup Sunday today. It's very short. It's very Kingston. It's very ombre redhead. Once again, shout out to Donette's Hair Salon in Paterson, New Jersey. Look at this. Look at this. Look at all this color. Yes, Miss Madge and Donette, y'all put your foot in this, okay? So I'm gonna be all up in the city with my ombre redhead. And shout out to all the original real redheads out there, and even for the ones that you just read for the winter, okay? I love me some gingers. Like I have a weakness for redheads, okay? I love it. I love it. And I grew up with two of them too. Went to college with them. Shout out to them. Y'all know who you are. We are Penn State. All right, so I'm gonna sign off because I'm about to eat these cookies that are not made that great. I really need to find some energy to put some flexi rods in here because Monday mornings are always rough and I need as much body. I mean, I also could just flat iron and keep it straight, but I am loving the red with a lot of like big, beautiful curls. That's kind of like my goal. So hopefully I'll be able to style it for the next 4 or 5 weeks and keep up like I did, because I am red. And you know what's funny? One of my girlfriends, her very beautiful mother is a redhead, and her nickname is Big Red. So I know I can't be Big Red because there already is one. So I'm just trying to be Big Red too. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to be Big Red too. All right. It's KJM. Thanks for keeping up with Kingston Expressions on No Makeup Sunday. Oh, and as y'all can see, my other Victoria's Secret lip gloss with all that glitter, it finally finished. So I don't have all the sparkling shit on me. And so I'm just back to a regular like little gloss so that my lips don't get chapped. All right, guys, be good to yourselves. I know the holidays are stressful. We're going to get through it. And hopefully this decade is going to end well, and the new decade will start, and we will all feel rejuvenated, refreshed, both individually and as a nation and in the world. All right, I'm out. One love.